Now, for a guy who tries to be generally upbeat and positive, hang with me on this one for just a moment. We're going to have to get a little bit morbid, but I promise you we're going to bring it in for a landing. In 1969, Dr. Elizabeth Kubler-Ross published a book entitled On Death and Dying. It was based on her research with terminally ill patients. Her objective was to provide training for medical professionals so they could treat the patient, not just the condition. In her book, she outlined 5 stages of grief. 5 stages we go through when we are faced with an inevitable crisis or change. Those stages are denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. Let's take a look at that in the context of what we're going through right now. We've all experienced every single one of these stages multiple times. Initially, it was denial. It's not coming here. It's just a China thing. It's just a Europe thing, but it won't come here to the United States. Denial, denial, denial. Then when things started to close in, anger. How did this happen? Why didn't someone do something about this earlier? How did this happen to us? And then bargaining. Well, what if we did this? What if we did that? If we can do this, will it lessen the blow? We bargain, and then finally reality sets in and it's depression. We are locked down. And then finally, acceptance. Now, you may have gone through those stages multiple times in different orders. It's not a linear model, and we're still going through those. Anytime we go through an inevitable, unpleasant change. Now, here's my action for you is first to recognize these in yourself when you're going through it, because they're stages. They come and they go, and we have to move through them. Second application is the realization that this model we can use in the office because patients, our patients, go through those same stages when faced with treatment decisions. They may deny initially that the work needs to be done. I don't need this. I don't want this. They deny. Then they might get angry that how did this happen? Why did things get this bad? Why didn't someone tell me about this before? And then bargaining. Well, can we wait? Can we watch? Can we see? Can we do it for less? And then finally, depression and acceptance. Managing the patient stages of change can be one of the most valuable patient service skills that you can provide. Now, let me highlight just one of those stages, and that's the stage of anger. Anger has a very interesting relationship with anxiety. Many times, anxiety manifests itself as anger. We've all felt anxiety over the last weeks. And if you're like me, sometimes that anxiety showed up as anger. And in our patients, many times, their anger has its root in uneasiness and anxiety. So when you see anger in yourself or others, the question might be, where is this anxiety coming from? And what can I do to relieve the anxiety? It's just one of the stages of grief and change: denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. That model from years ago can be useful for us today, personally as well as professionally. It's just one more way that we can manage change.